Time for another schlocky monster flick, Zarkorr the Invader. First, I think you need to know about the people who made the film. We have Charles Band, who's a director, writer, and producer of horror films, his most famous work being the Puppet Master series made by Full Moon Video. He was also responsible for creating Wizard Video, which was a VHS horror series which also distributed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Halloween Atari 2600 games. Then we have Michael Deke, who's a famous special effects artist who's worked on a ton of movies like Bride of Reanimator, Ghoulies, House of a Thousand Corpses, and many more. So in a nutshell, Charles Band wanted to film some Japanese-style monster action, so he got Michael Deke to film the special effects. This movie consists of shots of Zarkorr going on a rampage and shooting lasers, which you get to see every 15 minutes or so. These scenes are an all-out rampage and are great entertainment, but the plot they came up with to go between the giant monster scenes is worthless. What I like about this movie is how it starts. The first thing that happens is a mountain erupts and this giant monster demon thing comes out. That's what you want to see, and you get it in the first few minutes of the film. I can think of many movies where you have to wait all the way till the end to see the monster, and that's a disappointment. But not Zarkorr, it totally delivers on its promise. The effects are Godzilla style, with an actor in a rubber suit. If that's to your liking, as it is mine, then you'll enjoy it. Just fast forward through the plot. It's about a post office worker who's visited by an alien who appears in the form of a girl.
Well, how come you look like a tiny teenage mall tramp?
She explains to him that he's been chosen as Earth's hero and is the only person who can defeat Zarkorr and save humanity.
Zarkorr cannot be defeated.
Zarkorr? Who's Zarkorr?
That's the Invader.
She tells him that yes, he does have the ability to defeat Zarkorr, but offers no clues. She only says he cannot be harmed by any Earth weapon, not even nuclear bombs. Well then, what is he supposed to do? How can he stop a 180-foot tall monster? And yes, that's how tall they say he is.
How in God's name am I supposed to fight a 180-foot dinosaur?
In the early Godzilla movies, they say Godzilla's 50 meters tall. 50 meters is about 164 feet, so Zarkorr is actually a little bit taller than Godzilla, at least in the early films from 1954 to 1975. In the later Godzilla films, they made him taller. The post office worker goes out and tries to find help from a cryptozoologist in hopes that she'll have some information about Zarkorr to help him out, but she thinks he's crazy when he tells her he was visited by a space alien that looks like a teenage mall tramp.
I was contacted by an alien a little while ago. Actually, she looked more like a tiny little mall tramp, but she said that was just a mental projection.
He ends up having to kidnap her, and this goes on for about a half hour. And that's how the whole movie is. Some bullshit happens, we see Zarkorr for a minute, some more bullshit, clip of Zarkorr, bullshit, Zarkorr, bullshit, Zarkorr. Eventually he faces off against the monster with a space thing that deflects lasers. It's a hilarious showcase of bad composite shots. So there you have it. The plot sucks, but the monster is cool. There's not much else to say. This was one of two films made under the studio called Monster Island Entertainment. The other film was Kra the Sea Monster, which was again one where they just shot the monster footage first and added the plot later. There are lesser known kaiju monsters like Rodan and Yongari, but down at the very bottom of the barrel is where you'll find Kra the Sea Monster. Kra's face looks just like Zora from the video game Zelda: A Link to the Past. In this movie, Kra is hired to wreck the world by his master, Lord Doom. He's like a shittier version of Skeletor. There's a group of teenagers called Planet Patrol who defend the Earth. It plays out almost like an episode of Power Rangers. There's a terrible ripoff of the Death Star and a monster friend named Magyar, who I guess is supposed to be Italian?
Bada boom, bada bing.
Kra the Sea Monster and Zarkorr the Invader both take place in New Jersey. Neither movie is good, but Kra is overall the more entertaining of the two. If you decide to watch one of these Jersey-based shitfests, go for Kra. Check this out. Well, now I know what we need. An all-out monster brawl. Godzilla vs. Zarkorr vs. Kra. Super Destruction Melee SOS. Come on, get to it, Toho.